It's the aircraft factory.
2 IR and 4 AGM on board.
Yes, war crimes. Well, I mean, there probably won't be many war crimes currently. Just talking about the war crimes.
We just waiting on Chimp?
Well, waiting on you, Chimp, Blaze.
I'm ready whenever.
Sure.
What do you mean, sure?
I don't know.
Go get Blaze.
Poke him.
No, I'm just gonna go get him.
Okay. Excuse me.
You're excused.
Thanks. I burped. Blaze, my boy.
How's it going?
Oh, you're looking at it.
Open up your stream.
Oh. Da 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 da. Da da da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da.
What are you working?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm working on the first spear of gonorrhea. Spear of Guinea. I can never remember the second part. But first, I got to make all the arsenals. So
Yeah, that's never.
yeah. This is the funnest part.
Yeah. Supposed to do it the first time.
Yep. You
Because
add
the first time
everything.
is always the. Yeah, always the fucking.
Just add everything in. Da, da, da. Where's Chimp?
Even confirm the time too.
Yeah. You're having a nice little robot voice. Yeah.
I'll disconnect the reconnect real quick.
How are you doing, Blaze?
Oh, pretty good.
How's the weather up there in the North Pole?
I'm black and back.
Damn.
What?
That's racist.
No, it's not.
I can.
Is it too early to start drinking?
No. Aren't you on the East Coast?
No.
Oh. Well, you're not on the West Coast, right? Yeah, you're still robot-y.
Smack dab in the middle of nowhere. That's
Yeah.
where he is.
As long as you're not on the West Coast, I'd say you're fine.
I'm still robot?
Yeah.
Was I robot down there in game room 1, Blaze?
Apparently, you're so bad he didn't even hear you.
Clearly.
It's probably a spike or something. I want to figure out how to set up a TeamSpeak server. Oh, wait, he left. My mouse
Restarted my
upside down.
audio engine. Is it any better?
Well, that's a little better. All right, we'll give Chimp a couple more minutes before we start.
I'm gonna ping him, ask him where he is.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. I got a new mouse. Pretty excited.
Mouse.
Yeah, I got a Logitech 502.
Oh,
Mine was I couldn't click and drag anything. It wouldn't hold clicks. So whenever I'm trying to like make a mission, I try to select a bunch of things. It's like, nah,
nah, fan.
you selected 2, not the whole thing. Sorry. Did you want more? Oh, my bad. Try again.
Open up my chapter 7 admin notes.
Let's get
Campaign.
blue,
Chapter 7.
green, red. Is it raining? Oh, sure is.
Really?
Wait.
It's right there and Texas? Oh, that's right. You are in Texas.
Yeah.
I'm not drunk, you are.
It's okay.
But
And
there it is. Finish faction notes.
canteen. Entrenching tool. IR strobe. Maglite. Map tools.
You been enjoying some Helldivers?
Yeah, I like Helldivers.
Nice
So-
to play. It's nice to play after 2 weeks. 2.5 weeks. I played it for the first time in like 3 weeks last night.
I dare say that is one arsenal done. Oh, I guess I could give him a micro dagger. Ain't nobody know how to use the micro dagger anyways.
This is a team leader?
Completely
No.
useless.
The
Well, why would
micro,
anyone
the
want to
ace
know how to
micro
use it?
dagger.
Its micro dagger is just like a real one.
Yeah, and nobody like every time I've ever put them in, nobody's ever used it.
I use them.
All right, okay, you. But everyone's like, I don't know what that is. I'm like, it's a mic. It's,
I also don't tell you. Like I just use it and
Yeah.
then I'm like,
that's
all right,
true.
cool. And I don't ever say anything about it. So to you, it seems like no one fucking ever uses them.
I'm gonna put it in there. Cause we had them last week, and I was like, yes. And then I was telling Brian, I'm like, you know what would have made that up better? No Blue Force tracker. But that's just me. Yeah? Is that funny?
And what are you laughing at, Blaze?
Think something's funny? Blaze?
God. All right, I'll stop laughing,
Damn straight.
bitch.
Come on, champ. My viewers are eager to get going. I have 2, and one of them is me.
The other one
Oh,
is
wow.
me.
All these viewers are looking to get going. Oh my gosh. LDF.
I've been playing this game called Gorebox lately.
Yeah?
It's such a stupid fucking game. Like it's People Playground? You know that game?
No.
You don't?
No.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Well, I mean, it's just a sandbox with realistic ragdoll physics and anatomy, and like you can you can like shoot someone in the arm and break their the limbs and shit like that.
That's rude.
And there's a PvP mode in multiplayer, and they added like random objects that can spawn during the battle. And one of these objects are jump pads. Really, really powerful jump pads. So you can carry them around and like leave them at a spawn point, and people are just gonna get spawn killed by a jump pad over and over.
That's hilarious.
And most of the demographic playing that game are kids, so they absolutely fucking suck at PvP. And you can just troll the shit out of them and make them scream really loud.
That doesn't sound very Canadian of you.
It's very fun though. They also added a mechanic that allows you to kick people like with your leg, and when you do that at full velocity, it it like throws them off balance and they just flop to the ground. So you can just spam kick someone until they leave because they literally can't do anything. They fall on the ground and they have to get up, and then you just kick them back down. Yeah, it's really fun.
I've prepared a little announcement for everybody, but I'm waiting on Chimp to join until we actually start before putting it out.
What's the like for the group in Discord?
Yeah. Just saying, if you're hanging around this Saturday afternoon looking for something to casually listen to, come listen to Skunk, Blaze, Chip, and I discuss the Chapter 7 mission making, pacing, lore, and everything else.
Yeah.
All comments and questions are also welcome. Just waiting for Chip to get here so I can...
He's like online now too. Like, what the fuck? I mean, I know mine
even
show's online, but like,
He even
What an
confirmed the time.
asshole!
yeah,
He even
like,
confirmed the time. No respect. No
When
respect.
he arrives, I'm gonna have to go and do something.
you just gotta wait for him to get here
Probably,
first.
Yeah, you just have to wait.
Probably like take a shit or something.
I mean, whenever Brian, Kyle, Jake, and I play something, it takes an hour to get started because as soon as
Really?
somebody gets here,
They're off doing something.
Jake, Kyle, or me is gonna be like, all right, I gotta go to the bathroom, be right back.
Well, I'm gonna do exactly that. when he
It's like
arrives.
as soon as they're back, like, all right, I'm gonna go get a drink. It's so fucking shit, and like we know we do it. It's
Oh,
yeah,
But yeah, well,
Goose.
you've doomed yourself.
Goose.
Goose
Goose.
just commented.
Hi, Goose.
Sorry, Goose, we're just waiting on Chip to get here and then we'll get
Yeah.
started.
07's in the chat.
Glad to see you here.
07's in the chat.
See, now I'm super fucking motivated and excited because we have one member here.
We have
listening.
one person who's not here actually
Yeah.
watching.
I'm super fucking. It makes me warm inside.
All right, I'm gonna start watching the stream and tell you guys that it's not me, so you at least get encouraged.
Okay, thanks.
we have
Oh, there's
one.
another viewer.
Oh,
Blaze is like,
yay.
it's not me.
It's
I
not
swear,
me.
guys. Like I type in chat, this is not Blaze.
Comes from heart
This is
attack,
Well,
man.
definitely
see,
someone
I
else.
remember the last time we did one of these, or at least I participated in one of these, because I don't know. Did you have one for Chapter 5 or Chapter 6?
Wasn't the last one for like chapter 4?
Yeah,
no,
that's what I'm
chapter
saying.
5 had one.
Okay.
Chapter 6, not really, but it was just me and Nomad.
Oh.
And yeah. I
Yeah,
was
so
real
I
burnt.
remember the last time that I participated in one of these Chapter 4, we also had one viewer, and it was Blaze.
Blaze always watches them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's sneak peeks for the next chapter.
There
I can't
is?
miss those.
And I mean, and there's some behind the scenes of like
Yeah,
how Skunk and I like our thought
Right.
process, how we make missions, that kind of thing.
it's kind of
Oh.
the reason I wanted to squad lead in the first place because of watching these.
Yeah,
See?
well, that's good.
See?
Maybe we'll have more turn out like that.
And
Maybe we can
Goose.
get other people hooked on doing that.
Yeah, maybe Goose wants to do some team leading, squad leading.
If I
Yeah, Goose.
I comment, what am I gonna appear as? Oh, no, I'm not gonna comment. Never mind.
Why? What's it gonna appear as?
My real full fucking name.
Oh, it's so good that Google did that, isn't it?
I know, right?
Oh, you
What
want
happened?
animosity? No, we're putting your name out there.
Oh, the Google Doc.
Yeah.
Well, like, yeah, because when Google merged with YouTube, it changed your YouTube name to your full
Yeah.
fucking name.
Oh my god.
That's why I only use my Charlie Mike account for YouTube, because it's
Yeah.
I can't fucking. It went from Skunk 2 is
Putting your
1
full
to
name out there.
fucking Travis Laux, and I'm like, what the fuck? I can't make fun of people on the internet anymore. They'll know it's me.
Oh no, my animosity. What the fuck? Animosity?
Yeah, animosity.
Animosity, right. English.
All right, we're not doing a bunch of different pistols. I'm sorry. We're doing
I mean, I never use them anyway.
FNX 45 and the M9.
Oh, should I since you're working on a mission for, should I be working on the mission I have planned for you? Is
I mean, if
that what I should be doing right now?
you want, I'm just trying to get the arsenals down. This first mission for oh, Goose said he doesn't want to be a team lead.
Oh, really?
The first mission for the Spear of Guinea is actually like going to be super cool, because we have Nomad right here, and he has a bodyguard unit, and they're going to be
So we're
Yeah.
playing as the Bohu?
the Buho.
Buho.
Yeah,
The Buho?
they're the Spear of Guinea
Correct.
now.
Yeah.
They're PMC faction. I have to find a good building for it or make one, but they're going to be doing like a negotiation, a diplomatic mission somewhere. Just a few
That doesn't
guys,
sound like. That doesn't sound like them.
and then I know this whole thing is going to be Nomad having to be nice to people. It's going to be great.
So, are three of you doing missions now? Nomad, Travis,
Correct.
and you? Gliss?
Yeah,
Correct.
but then
Which
everybody
faction
else
are
is
you-
going to
Are
be
you editing
floating
for?
around. What is this?
I am. Well, should we be waiting until we fucking finish debrief of chapter 7 before we talk chapter 8?
I guess, yeah. Well, if Chimp was fucking here already,
I know, right? Fucking, where the fuck is Chip?
All right, gotta go.
he's not here yet, Blaze.
Yeah, he's not here yet, Blaze.
shit.
Come on.
He actually
He
was.
was already away from his desk.
He's like, all right.
Alright,
Oh,
I'm
man.
Maybe he
man.
like actually has to pee, and he's just waiting for fucking
Right.
Chimp to come.
Well,
right.
maybe I do.
Eden. Let's see. Eden. Fast load. And then what else? I can. I gotta open up my fucking mission making doc. Fuck. I can never remember what. When I make my editing profile, I can never remember what's allowed and what's not. Mission making checklist. Editor loadout. Speed enhance and Z cup. Okay. That's and then Zeus enhanced must be off.
Yes, you can't have any
Yep.
Zeus mods, otherwise it'll.
Yep. That is what is in my notes. That's why I have them there. All right. C A
I should've
underscore
just-
chapter 8 underscore editing. For every single chapter, I have like fucking 4 different fucking saved playlists.
I usually have 3.
I have one for editing. I have one for play. I have one for base. I guess I only have 3. Yeah. So I have like the base mod list. So if like one of our members is like, "What's the mod list? I can't find Skunk's message," and I just send them to it real quick.
What mod list are we using this week? Well, the
Right.
same one
The same
we've
one
been
we
using.
use every month.
It hasn't
The past
changed.
6 months. But yeah, no, I always keep an editing one, a base one, and then a play one.
That's only 3. You said 5, 4.
No, I said 4, and I was wrong. My mistake, your fault.
As long as you admit it was your mistake.
DMA. Oh, I still have the World War II playlist.
I mean, you could probably keep that.
Well, just know that I have it saved. If you ever
Chapter 9 may or may not have some World War II stuff planned.
I haven't even gotten done talking about Chapter 7, and he's already really revealing stuff about 2 chapters ahead.
Where the fuck is Chin?
I don't know. All right.
All right, let's see here. We need the TGP and all the DTKs.
All right. What map did I choose for your mission? I don't even
Kujari.
remember now. Did I choose? No. I'm talking about your side mission
Side
that
mission.
I had planned out. Not. I don't really want to start Chapter 8 editing today. I'm in the
Oh.
mood for that. I was just gonna make your fun little side mission. The pre-op. Not pre-op, but like pre-campaign.
So
But I will look at Kujari now that I'm here.
Kujari is beautiful.
And who knows, maybe it'll spark me to start actually making some. Editor. Kujari. What's our training map on this this chapter?
The Goss map.
All right, Kujari. Get over to where. Dr. Jones Airfield.
Oh, this is so exciting to click all of this so much. Oh, look at Champ.
Did he just message?
Yeah, he's like, well, fuck.
Is he coming?
He said, give me a minute. I like to think Chimp's watching the stream and realizing in the agony.
relishing.
Relishing in the agony. Chimp's just sitting there. I'm fucking
Also-
starving.
You're starving?
Yeah.
Go get some cereal.
I already had a bowl of cereal. I don't.
Want a second bowl?
Do not want a second bowl of cereal. Although I do think I'm going to warm up the oven and throw pizza in there.
I had pizza yesterday. My celebration from getting back.
Pizza!
Pizza. I'm so looking at this
Chip
map.
here?
Chip is on his way.
I gotta go mow my lawn
No,
I gotta mow my lawn.
and
you
water
don't
my
have a
plant.
lot. Don't lie.
It's winter.
It's a communal lawn.
Yeah, and it's
You don't-
winter. It's probably covered in snow.
No.
Oh, no snow. It's spring. Well,
It's
at least
melting.
here in
All right,
Kansas.
guys, that was a good debrief. It was good to talk to y'all, and we'll do this at the end of this chapter.
Motherfuckers.
Badass. Good talk, guys. Bye.
Hi, Jim. He left. He actually left. Oh man. All right. Well, I'll put out the message now.
Yeah, let me heat up my oven. Blaze, go do your thing.
Yeah,
All
go.
right, I'll see you guys in an hour.
All right. Well, welcome, chimp.
Welcome.
Yeah,
Now Travis is gone.
don't care. Sleepy Saturday.
Sleepy Saturday. I know it's been a nice Saturday for me.
It's
at least.
raining.
What?
It's raining.
Where? How is it raining
I
everywhere?
drive like 10 hours a week, or no, sorry, 20 hours a week. So I'm just perpetually asleep now.
Like-
Driving in the rain is fun.
I kind of want to put. I want to kind of put the base literally on the corner of the map and make. Is Skunk here?
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
Oh, you know what I gotta make?
I thought you actually left.
I gotta make the Villager Defense Op Fusion 2.
It's back.
Yeah.
In black.
No.
Oh, I also have some pre-ops planned that I was talking with Nomad for chapter 8.
Ooh.
But that's chapter 8 stuff. All right, let's talk chapter 7.
I wouldn't go too crazy with them because we don't use them much.
We will when you see the next one I have planned. I'm just
Anyways,
gonna say chem lights and go-karts.
oh, that's actually gonna be really fun. I don't know
Yeah.
what's involved.
Hem lights
but
and GoPros?
Chem lights and go-karts.
Oh.
I want
Ooh.
GoPros.
All right. All right, Skunk.
Gonna be
start
some
us
nice
off.
go-kart footage.
All right, guys. So now that we've all convened, chapter 7 went pretty damn well. Went a little longer than we had initially planned for it. And to be truthful, a big part of that was the joint op, siege op, just delaying that a little bit and getting it going. So
Another part of it was also my fault as well.
How was it your fault?
Well, we had two of my missions straight up failed that we had to redo on
Oh.
a different week, and then my exercise just took me out for a couple weeks too.
Yeah. Well, it was always planned for early March. We put that in November or October because Brian wanted to be there.
Yeah.
And he was not able to be there until March. And Brian, for anybody who doesn't know, is actually the original founder of Charlie Mike. So I make exceptions for him. And then he left 2 hours into it. It's great. But anyways, chapter went really nicely. I don't think many people got burnt out of it. It felt really good pacing throughout, and yeah. And let's just hear from our players here how they think they did.
Including you, Goose.
No, players like Blaze and Jim.
Oh. Well, never mind, Goose.
Faction leaders.
Yeah, faction leaders, war room players.
Is maybe what Skunk should have said.
It wasn't the jungle or the desert. So
And you were happy because of that.
yeah. How come when I opened Arma just now, a minus 0% thing showed up under the logo and a little tank drove up? I don't know what's going on.
I did notice that too.
Anyway,
It must be new.
yeah. I mean, yeah, it was good. I have no complaint about it.
That's good.
So, I guess I can talk, or unless you have something to say, Blaze, I can talk the British side first. I have some.
Yeah, I'll talk later when it's on the Altus side.
Yeah. So, going back to my original documents, that I made in a hotel room in Poland with Chimp on the phone. So my vision for the British faction for the first Queen's Dragoon Guards was they were going to be a deep strike reconnaissance unit. I wanted there was two main things that I wanted to kind of bring back that like I've noticed over the years playing with Charlie Mike that we haven't done too much of, or kind of gotten away from in some aspect, is vehicles, and like I'm talking both ground and air vehicles, and then also supports, like really using those supports. And so, after some research with the the Royal British Military, I found this unit, First Queen's Dragoon Guards, which is a real unit. It's a part of the First Deep Reconnaissance Strike Brigade combat team, and basically, I wanted fire missions to be plentiful. I wanted them to have to call for fire and think about what munitions they were calling in, and when to call it in and stuff. And then the other thing that I was trying to get back to is larger maps, vehicle movement, not just walk everywhere, and not just like fighting always infantry or fighting always as infantry. I wanted to add in some more vehicle combat, and bring that kind of back. So that was kind of like my long reaching goals.
Your objectives.
My objectives for the chapter and for the faction. And I don't know, and Chimp might have a couple words on that, but like I feel like we accomplished that pretty.
Yeah, I think you nailed it pretty well.
I do think it was
Yeah.
pretty great, as almost always a medic. But anyways, go Chimp. Sorry.
I was gonna say, yeah. I mean, it's put me off doing leadership for like 100 ops, but I mean, the only complaint that I would have about that, I guess, is that we got labeled as like, seemed like we were just like there for recon, like totally, but then it sort of just like necessity folded itself into us just like, oh, we're just gonna fight the entire initial invasion. We're just gonna do that all ourselves. Because it was like, we don't, like, we got to go over there, and there's like a big line of bad guys, and if we don't like take them all out, they're just gonna get us when we get over there. So it just turns out that whole line of bad guys is like the entire initial defenders of the island. But I mean, that's fine. It just, there was I feel like a little bit of confusion at the very beginning.
Right.
And I guess I have one note for anybody who's playing as like the artillery, the guy to call in artillery. Like, doing anybody a service by taking it upon yourself to call in the artillery strike where your command says it's cool.
Say that one more time. Call in the artillery strike before what?
I said you're not doing anybody a favor. You're not doing anybody any good by calling in the artillery strike before your command says it's good.
Yeah.
Boy doesn't hear Chimp. He can't hear.
I know,
that.
it's anybody who is listening. I don't know if anybody's even
Goose.
I think Goose still is.
Goose is here, yeah.
Okay, but even then, it's just something to disseminate, I guess, later on, if we do any kind of like briefing for that.
Yeah, I am taking notes for my sake, on my mission notes.
Because we had a speed thing for it. Like the British High Command was gonna like push it through anyway, even though we weren't gonna want to do it because we could see the hostages or civilians in the area or whatever. It kind of got flipped over. So now Captain McCain is just a bad guy.
Yeah,
maybe cover that in your JTech training, Glitch.
Yeah, I will.
Because there's no outside optic that says the JTAC made an unauthorized call, killed civilians, because none of the troops saw it.
Right.
And yeah, so it's just kind of like, oh yeah, and called a kill you command on a bunch of guys in handcuffs, and then just like shot the guy who came to arrest him. Just full villain now.
Well, and despite that happening, as a mission maker, I'm glad it happened exactly that way because it developed the story the way Chimp and I were going with it. Yeah, I'm just, that was not planned. It was not planned that way, but it's just funny that it happened exactly that way.
When you got off that helicopter, go arrest Chimp. I'm guessing you were kind of hoping that he would, like, shoot you.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
We had two ways that we could go about it, and the result would have been the same either way. The other one just would have taken longer.
Yeah, the other plan that we had was Chimp was gonna be arrested, come back to the Monmouth, the Black Duke, and he and his brother would escape by helicopter and link up with the ground force. And then they would just, once linked back up with the ground force, they would all escape together. That was our alternate plan.
It was funny because when that happened, when you arrived on the helicopter
Mhm.
and got Chimp to get in the house, I was sort of eavesdropping and looking at what was happening, and I was hearing chatter, and all of a sudden I just hear gunshots and silence, and Chimp walks out. It was fucking hilarious. I loved it.
Well, glad I was hoping somebody was eavesdropping, because
Yeah, that's good. I'm glad.
Because otherwise it would have just been.
I was eavesdropping.
Oh, you were? Oh, you were dead, right?
Yeah, I was dead. So.
Yeah. So you heard everything.
Yeah. I was sitting there with some popcorn, like,
Yeah.
I
Other
was
than
just
that-
intending it to be a single shot, but it's like bang. That was right in his forehead. He's still standing up. Bang, 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 bang.
die, motherfucker! He's dead. No.
If we're ever doing something like that again, next time I'm just making a mental note, I'll just be ready to make myself fucking fall unconscious. So it is only one shot.
Go ragdoll on command.
Yeah, go ragdoll on command. No, I was just gonna make myself unconscious through Zeus, but anyway. So finishing the notes that I had here, the other thing that I had that Trip and I agreed on beforehand was, he wanted a live person to talk to for his hire. A lot of the times, especially when we run skunk or when I lead skunk missions, the objectives are laid out, everything's kind of, right there, and if anything happens outside of the left and right limits of what he's designed, oftentimes skunk as hire has to like kind of guide me or prompt me or just send me Steam messages is usually how we communicate. And I gave a couple options to Chimp. I said, do you want me to just, tell you what to do? Do you want me to send you messages, or do you want to actually like be able to call someone on the radio and have a conversation? And Chimp opted for that option. So, I mean, what did you think about that, Chimp? How did you feel like that went over the chapter? Did you like that? Did you not?
It was. There wasn't any point where I was just like, well, what the hell do I do? Because if I didn't know what to do about something, I'd be like, hey, yo, Monmouth, this stuff's not like what we discussed. So that was good. It was better than in a similar situation if I just had to like try and pretend to be talking to somebody, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I'll just kind of stand around in silence while I'm sending messages.
Yeah, quote unquote sending messages. Yeah.
Well, I mean, maybe actually sending messages.
Or actually, yeah. Or
someone.
actually, yeah. Yeah, that oftentimes what happens, or that's what happened a lot in, I think, Chapter 4, is if something happened outside the parameters or I needed to know something next, I'd be like, all right, I'm going to hold up. I'd just kneel down and hit Shift-Tab and, hey, Skunk, what should I do? Give me direction.
Yeah, well, that's before I really started using tasks and shit, too.
Yeah, true.
because the tasks help me with that. Because I'm not a fan of sandbox, as much as like I do know it's useful, and I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I don't have any fun with sandbox shit, which is a grunt. I don't ever notice as a sandbox because I'm just following orders, which is what I want to do. But when I make a mission, I want it to be laid out and present a challenge, and it's up to the player to accomplish and defeat the challenge.
Right. Well, the only other thing I had was, I also wanted. What did you guys think about the whole? You pretty much start the next mission exactly where you
Where
left
you ended.
off.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that shit.
Yeah,
For the
'cause that was
scenario,
another.
yeah.
That was another thing that I had in my notes is you will leave and your patrol base each mission. Its location is up to you, and that's where you'll start next time.
Yeah, that's
I
a bunch
like
of
that.
fun. That's an extra dynamic into it. That's really fun.
Feels like we're actually in it.
Yeah, that was one thing that I was really happy how well it turned out was the campaign progression across Altus. I think I don't know. I'm open to feedback. I think I displayed it pretty
Oh,
Yeah, you did. Definitely.
well.
no, you did a great job of showing the progression of the campaign, as opposed to just saying it has progressed or something.
Right.
And that was all with the MARP. What the fuck? The map markers and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like updated maps.
Yeah, it took a little bit of extra time, a little bit of extra work, and screenshots. You know, I always had to remember to get screenshots of the map and stuff, especially during that first phase when you guys had basically the eastern section completely open and freeform.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, what did you think about the two different section? I feel like the first section on the east side was very freeform. You guys accomplished objectives however you wanted, or really however Chimp wanted. And then the second section was a little more on rails, like, you know, we're trying to push the line back and the invasion forward. What did you guys think about those two different parts?
I don't really understand. What do you mean?
So the first 5 missions after Stratus, the first 5 missions on Altus was all on the eastern side of the island.
Yeah.
And Chimp had free reign he had like 3 standing tasks, and he had free reign to accomplish them over the course of those missions however he saw fit. And then once we got into the full invasion of Altus and we started moving more west, the missions were more on rails and given to him instead of, hey, accomplish these 3 tasks.
A little more directional.
Yeah, a little more directional. It's, hey, you have to go here, kill these people, and then move on. Instead of, all right, here are your tasks. Accomplish them however you want today. You know, you have the entire eastern section as your playground, kind of thing. I don't know. I think Chimp probably noticed it more than anyone.
Yeah, because he was
Yeah,
making the calls.
I noticed it too, and I mean, I can't really look since I wasn't really making the decisions. I like the idea,
There's that power plant.
but in practice, oh god.
Yeah, power plant turns out. Oh, this isn't even a power plant that they use for.
Get Nomad in here and ask him his point of view on the power plant.
I will say the beginning was, I was always quite confused for the first 2 or 3 ops on what we were actually supposed to be, because I was like, we're a recon element and we're assaulting a power plant, assaulting a town, and all of that really rubbed me the wrong way. But I was like, whatever, let's fucking do it. And then we murdered a bunch of people. But we took the town.
Yeah, it
The
was
recon team took the town.
Mm-hmm.
Is that unheard of?
not unheard of. Cav
I mean,
Scouts don't normally travel that
It
heavily.
just depends. Maybe not maybe not a town or city the size of Molos.
Yeah. Good old Molos incident. But anyway, what did you guys
How-
think about? Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
What I will say is I feel like it was kind of the objectives were kind of vague, so it was kind of easy to misinterpret what exactly we were doing, which is probably why we went from like a recon element to
Assault element.
what we became.
Yeah, and I will second that because reading the briefing there, it didn't say, like the whole objective around Molos wasn't very clear on whether or not it was recon it or clear the areas around it, the checkpoints, and it really kind of read like a briefing to attack rather than recon.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was a delicate balance that I was trying to do.
Yeah.
Like a balance between telling you exactly what to do and when to do it and how to do it, which for some people it's not very fun. Like for me, I prefer to make my own plans and like attack objectives however I see fit. Whereas other people, they just want to be told, all right, go here, kill 16 people, then go here, pick up this crate, and then go here and kill 2 more. You know? And I was trying to like balance between, you know, giving Chimp the freedom to do whatever he wanted, but also giving him enough information and direction that he wasn't just running around with no, guidance or whatever.
Oh, it worked out very well because like my personal philosophy, personal belief on all of it is the thing that matters the most is did we get a good story, and we got a great fucking story out of it. So, like, I'm fucking happy. I thought it was great.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
the little.
did we have fun? I think we did.
Yeah, I guess that's
Yeah.
important too. Whatever. But, yeah, I just look at it and go, but was it a good story? And is it something we're gonna remember for a long time? And it definitely was.
Yeah.
So
I think the Molos incident is burned into everyone's memory.
yes.
Yeah. Well, my last point, my last question or piece of feedback here for the British faction was, how was the story? Any feedback on the story? I know Chimp and I both tried to do a couple of the story of the CM story bits before or after ops and whatnot. To try to develop a story, but any feedback on how the story went?
I think the story got better and better as it went, especially when Chimp got chewed out on that one mission. And that was really when it started showing that our squad would go in a completely different direction than what we expected.
Oh yeah, and there was the fact that was spurred by something we could not have predicted, which was Meme killing a friendly tank.
Yeah, I think looking back on it,
And our
that
team
was.
shooting
I mean, we
the
could have
pilots.
predicted Meme killing a friendly tank. Let's be real here.
We
Let's go ahead.
executed the drivers.
Let's go ahead and predict that for chapter 8.
To be fair, it was kind of my fault too, because I called out tank
Yeah.
like a dumbass. And
Oh, I
went
did
for
as
the
well. I was like, "There's a fucking tank!" and I was running away.
But also, Black Duke did tell you that the tank was coming, and it was in the briefing that you would take the objective and it would be held by friendly forces.
Yeah. I was also
Came
dead
from
for
the
like 10
direction we
minutes
come
and got
from.
resuscitated. Sorry.
Yeah,
And it came from the direction you came from. That's a good point, Chip.
yeah. But because I was ways too. We were down and we got up and there's a fucking tank rolling up the road.
Yeah.
And we're in the middle of getting our shit kicked in, so it's just like. But let's just keep the blame wholly on Meme and
Yeah.
end it there.
Fuck me.
Let's not share that blame at all.
So, all right. Well, I think now that we bring that point up, I think honestly that was one of my favorite parts of the entire chapter. Was getting to develop that story, and it happened in little snippets. I think I always got super excited when Chip and I were like, "All right, turn on your fucking speakers. Let's develop some story for the youngins." And that was always one of my favorite points, and I look back on that with fond memories, and I hope the impact was there for the other people too, the other players.
I think pretty much everybody noticed it too, like the story, because it was pretty fucking obvious all the shit we were doing, like fucking bombarding like Molos, and then friendly firing a tank, and then calling airstrike on a port with civilians in it. It was, I think, the story was pretty well obvious, and well, not obvious, like in a good way.
Yeah.
It was there clearly.
What did you guys think about the story adding the PDS crew, the contact mission?
Oh,
You
that.
said
Oh,
the magic word. Just you shouldn't have said
yeah.
that word.
I was like,
Sorry.
what the?
Where?
There was no contact.
No, there was no contact. I mean, the mission where you contacted PDS and met up.
I missed almost all of that one. So
I
wasn't
love
asking you, skunk.
well, fuck. I was just saying I missed so I could step away and let everybody else talk, knowing I would not interrupt them. Now I'm gonna sit here and fucking filibuster for 20 minutes about this. Okay? I'm just kidding.
I really loved the part where they were looking for their boats.
I promise you, I didn't hide them.
I know. I was looking at them from above and like waiting
Yeah.
for them to find them, and they both went so close to them, but not
Yeah.
far enough to actually.
Would
find
you
them.
would you like to know the real reason they lost their boats?
Yeah.
So Rivers and Grimes were both team leading. Kyle and I were there to help and support. You have to remember that Grimes, he is the leader of the PDS, and he doesn't like he jokes about it all the time. He's like, wait, Arma's an FPS? Because he thinks it's a real-time strategy. He spends 100% of his time in Arma in the Zeus screen, orchestrating, controlling the Blue 4 and Op 4 for his missions. So whenever because I tried to get him to come a couple times and just like play, but he never could make it until that one mission, until that chapter 7 finale. That was one of the first times like in a long time where he's actually been on the ground and like playing it as an FPS in like years, because he's been doing the operations side of the house for so long. And Rivers is the platoon medic in the PDS group, so like she doesn't usually have to keep track of boats and shit. She's
Fair enough.
worrying about people's health and sitting in the medical vehicle and that kind of stuff. So Grimes was the team leader, and I didn't give him like I talked to him before, and I was like, look, I'll back you up and I'll help you up as much as I can as the quote unquote PDS intel officer, but I'm not gonna I'm not going to tell you how to lead your team. Like, it's all up to you. And so like, they were just making simple mistakes that, things that we do, all of us as, leaders within, our group constantly on the ground. They just don't do things like mark stuff on the map, because oftentimes they have it on their little CTAB device, 1, and 2, that it's just not something that they are used to doing. So that led them to misplacing the votes. I promise you, I didn't move them. I didn't delete them. I didn't hide them. I just left them there, and I didn't even think about it until they were like, where the fuck the boats are. And I have that one screenshot of Rivers all the way down on the one end, and Grimes and I and the team all the way on the other end, and the boats are like in between. The teams are like, we can't find them. And I'm just sitting in the pickup truck in Zeus laughing my ass off.
I
had
took
to
a
mute
perfect screenshot of it.
Yeah, I had to mute my microphone at one point because I was laughing so hard. But yeah, so that's that's really what happened. It's just they're not. It's not something that they're used to, and it's not really their fault. I don't blame them at all. But I wasn't gonna help them. That's for sure.
Okay, so the villains who are dressed like who just started coming running at us. They're dressed
On the
just
beach?
like PDF.
Oh
and with weapons, sort of unprecedented. I don't
yeah.
know that us ever getting briefed the civilians can carry weapons on Altus.
Yeah, that wasn't in the. No, that wasn't in. Oh my goodness! Let me start my
English?
sentence again. Yeah. You're correct. That was never in any of the briefs. And that is one other subject that we'll probably finish with for the British faction is the briefs. But yeah, you're correct. That was never in the briefs, and that was something that was just an inject that I threw in there to see what y'all would do. Because what I wanted, none of my bad guys were near you guys. You had to run away from them. And I wanted to throw something at you guys when you guys were joint, and I wanted to see what you guys did. It was the first time you guys were operating in the same AO as a joint force, and I wanted to see what you guys would do and how you guys would react. So that's why I kind of I spawned those guys and threw them at you just to see what would happen. It was not anything else other than that. Want to see if anyone freaked out and shot one of the PDS guys or something.
That
Not
would
me.
have been rude
That would have been rude.
to the PDS guys. So the fact that it didn't happen kind of surprises me.
But other than that, anything else to say about that joint op before I move on to the last point? So the last thing, briefings, intel. I've heard mixed feedback about the size of briefings that I wrote and the intricacy and the detail that I put in them. But what did you guys feel? What did you guys think?
Honestly, I didn't really notice a difference in how big they were. Yeah, like usually when we read the briefing, I listen. It's the least of things, but what's most important to me really is just looking at the objectives, and usually I just focus on that. But yeah, I feel like I didn't feel like they were any different than usual.
So I feel like they contained a lot more information. I feel it's more closely related to what a real life briefing would be my guess, like having never gone through one. But there was a lot of stuff in there that isn't always in mine, and I liked that they were a lot different, and I liked that there was a lot more because it made it feel different than if I had made both factions.
There was a distinct difference.
Yes, it was a very distinct difference, and I don't think there was anything really wrong with them. I think they were good briefings. I can see where some people would say, "Oh, there's too much detail, there's too much information," and that's true. But it's also there's also the sections just look at what is impertinent to you, and I don't know. I liked it. I thought it was fine. And I'm very interested to see what you have to do this chapter.
Oh,
And if that changes because it's a completely different layout and all of that. But that's
it will.
We'll get to that.
It will. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
Tim, what do you have to say about the briefings?
I mean, I thought they were fine. I don't have a problem with them. I do. Other than like I mentioned before, the a little too vague on some of the objectives. That was basically it.
Yeah. So for those briefings, I wrote them with as much detail as I could, and most of the details were true, but some of the details were not. I don't know if anyone picked up on that, but there were things in those briefings that just were flat out not true. And that was I was simulating, you know, intelligence being faulty, intelligence being wrong or not complete. But it was never anything that like caused detriment to the friendly force. But there were definitely details where, if anyone was paying real close attention,
I'm gonna disagree with that because we were made to believe it was important to take that power plant.
Well, that was a real objective. Just because it wasn't being used for power generation, the command still wanted you to get it. I was talking more about like not the actual tasks of the missions. All the tasks of the missions, you know, were true and active. I was talking about the other details, the intel details and that kind of
The
stuff.
nitty gritty.
The nitty gritty details, like the fact that I flat out at one point said, "All right, all heavy armor is destroyed." Yeah, that was a lie. There was like one tank. You know, most of it was destroyed, but there was one surviving tank. And you know, a lot of times intel officers will in real life they'll make those sweeping generalizations, and a lot of times you'll find out that they're wrong at the worst times. And I think that, you know, is unique and causes some unique storytelling that never happened, but you know, it is what it is. But yeah, so
Put them in jail.
Yeah, and that's something because I do that a lot, and I think a lot of people just assume it's a lie.
Oh yeah,
Because that's bled over from OG Charlie Mike is like if it says that it's a lie. Don't
Yeah.
listen to it.
What do you mean? Like if it says there's no more
Whatever, yeah,
armored
whatever it
vehicles
says
in the
about
area.
armor is a lie. There's just assume there's armor.
Yeah.
If
So
it
why don't you just
There are
like,
no
flip-
AA threats in your
yeah,
AO. Okay.
yeah, if the briefing says, "Oh, the enemy definitely doesn't have any helicopters," they're gonna fucking send a gunship. It's
Yeah, exactly.
and I've done that before, and I don't. I mean, I guess I could wait, but I've done it where I said there wasn't, and there wasn't, and I wanted to see if anybody picked up on that. That I didn't lie in the fucking
Yeah.
briefing.
Damn.
But anyway, I think I've hit all the notes that I set aside for this debrief. Does anybody else have any other feedback on the British faction? Goose, feel free to chime in, ask any questions about the British faction. Yeah, weigh in on your thoughts. But does anybody else have anything else before I kick it over to Skunk for AAF? Cool. Hearing nothing. All yours.
I'm just fixing something. Okay. All right. So, I mean, I guess what did you think of the AAF to start off with there, Blaze?
Well, I enjoyed it thoroughly. It wasn't the first time that I've led a squad, but it's the first time that I do it for a whole chapter, and I really, really enjoyed it. There's not really anything that I've like. I don't have any really criticism, except for well, I mean, Glitch said that to me, and I already sort of knew looking at what was happening in the British ops. But you went easy on me, obviously, because you know it's my first time leading a squad for a whole chapter. Yeah, I thank you for that, and I feel like the next time I do this, I'd be ready for a little bit more of the real deal and whatnot.
How did I go easy on you?
What?
How did I go easy on you?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I saw Chimp like getting overwhelmed at times, and I felt like, wow, this
Oh,
what I have going on is nothing compared to this. Like
Well-
that's like my inner voice telling me like, oh, this
yeah, and I
what
think
what I'm experiencing, like, because I got overwhelmed a few times leading the AAF, and like compared to what Chimp was experiencing, that I realized that damn, I got a lot to learn.
and I think a lot of that was asset management. I didn't have you doing much of that. You kind of just had
Yeah.
your team, and that was it. You didn't have to juggle high command, fire support, and
Yeah, exactly.
and when I did give it to you, I gave it to you in bits. So like one op you'd have a Hind, another op you'd have a BMP.
Mhm.
It wasn't, oh, now you have two BMPs, a Hind, and a fucking fire support to worry about. Because your fire support, I don't know if you
Simplex.
ever used it, but it was
Oh, I
simplex.
did use it a lot.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I enjoyed it.
Yes, you had it in simplex because I like that. Because if I'm not in Zeus, you don't have a way, or there's not an actual person there. You don't really have a way to do that without simplex unless it's the Arma way, which is horrible.
Yeah. I remember the like the first one, the prologue. We had a prologue for chapter 7, right?
Yes.
Where I was leading the AF, and I had a helicopter and a few teams.
Was it the Battle of Malden?
Maybe, I don't remember, but all I know is that that was the prologue, and mid mission, when, because it was quite a chaotic mission, but we managed it pretty well. I was like telling myself, what the fuck did I get myself into?
Yeah, I think that was
And-
the Battle of Malden there, which was we had almost 20 people on, and
Yeah,
there was a lot fucking going on. That was a very tasking one for you.
I believe we had a full team consisted only of the PDS guys. So,
Yeah.
and 2 more teams and a helicopter.
You did good though. You did pretty damn good.
I do think I did good.
Yeah.
And I feel like it was good to start off with a hard mission like that, because I think the rest were a lot easier than that prologue, mainly because of the fact that we didn't have 20 people like consistently through the chapter. But yeah, I even though a lot of it was hard, I enjoyed it a lot.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. I didn't do as much of a story as the or like as a, I want to say low to the ground story as the British did, which I think is good because I think a lot of our people can't focus on 2 separate stories. No offense to them, but when you do something once a week for a couple of hours, it's hard to remember a detailed story. And Glitch got a really good one going, and I didn't want to try to interrupt that, and I already had my overarching thing, so I didn't really do anything super detailed, but I still I wanted the overarching battle for Malden, second battle for Malden, I guess you'd call it, and then we had what was it? I don't know if anybody even noticed it. You would have had to have played the other game or the single player campaign, but your superior Glitch or Blaze, sorry,
Yeah.
was Costa Stavro, and he's like the leader of the FIA in the single player.
I don't know what the FIA is.
The guerrillas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I try to like tie in the actual
The
stuff.
original
Yeah,
lore.
actual Arma lore into it. Despite
cool.
it not being our lore.
Very
I don't.
obvious.
Yeah. But other than that, like how do you guys think I did for the progression simulation and all of that? Or like showing it, you know?
To me, well, from my perspective, it was a lot more concise and easier to follow, since the whole point is of me playing as the faction is following the story and knowing what's happening. So I can't really. So from my perspective, it was. I think he did well, and that's mainly because of the fact that you asked me to make decisions sometimes, and that affects what happens. So I think he did good.
Yeah.
With the progression.
Your actual whole choice based thing was because when I started making it, I was playing Red Alert, and that's how it gives you 2 arrows, and you get to pick which mission you want to do. And I was like, that'd be cool. Like, let me do that. So
yeah, that was fun. I like the choosing what the next mission was, basically.
yeah, and I will call it a big mistake. I don't know if anybody else would, but the taking La Trinite there, taking that early. I don't know how you felt about taking it and then immediately getting surrounded.
Is that the one where you mentioned that the like we would thin out our forces if we went for La Trinite?
Yeah, you'd thin out your front line and leave yourself open to being surrounded, and that's exactly what happened.
Yeah. Well, what are you saying was the mistake?
So, in overarching terms of beyond just our campaign in Chapter 7, a lot of assets and lives were lost in capturing La Trinite, because instead of pushing the entire Greek line back, you were pushing straight up for the airfield. That got you surrounded.
Oh yeah,
A lot of people.
BMPs there.
Yeah, you lost a lot of people, a lot of assets, and potentially lost the whole thing, because it had La Trinite fallen after that point, then it would have absolutely cost the entire island. But it's one of those things where I like it because it makes a nice story, and it gave us a really cool little quick defense op, and then pushing back west anyways. And originally it was going to be 100% defense op, but I couldn't think of how to make one work for a lengthy time frame in the Trinite without having us bounce around from point to point, which was an option I was thinking of. But then I was like, no, it'd be cool just to push back out to, I think it was a Rudy. And I wanted to go there because that's where Nomad missed the shot to kill Greco Cesaro.
I remember that.
I got 2 minutes. But what did everybody think of the AAF stuff for Chapter 7 overall here? Rip me a new one if you want to. I'm a big boy.
I didn't really. I thought it went well. I mean, it was definitely challenging. I don't really have too much to say. It was very different. You already said it. I mean, both of our missions and our briefing styles were extremely different. And it was always nice, I think, to have a little bit of a break from all the assets, the craziness that the BAF was, and go into a little more chill form of mission, which is just go to La Trinite and take it and then hold it. I think it was a little easier on the brain power for a lot of people.
Yeah. I do have a big question. what did we think of the overall loadout and kit for the AAF? Because I didn't do the green checker that they actually have in like the game stuff. I went away from that because nobody likes that camouflage. But how do we think about it?
We were using the CZs, the Brents, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, good guns. I like them.
Yeah,
Mostly are they the ones with the? They do have the burst selector, right? I remember using that a few times.
I think so.
Yeah, the 805 had the single burst and full. I actually did a thing for a lot of chapter 5 and into chapter 6 on selecting what their weapon would be, because in addition to war room we have the geopolitical room, and that's where there's 4 of us right now who play different factions, and I'm playing as Altus, and it's like a overarching over time thing. So the lore behind it was the AAF, after their civil war, hit a depression. They couldn't fund the expensive shit that Greco Cesaro bought for him, so they sold off all their super advanced technology and F2000s and shit, and they had to find a cheaper alternatives while still wanting to have a strong military. So I did a lot of testing in game with the 805, the ACR, Scars, and a few other guns. And I was just trying to actually like simulate a country putting these guns through trials and deciding which would be best for them. And eventually it got knocked down to the the 5.56 AKs, AK-19s, and the CZs. And I went with the CZs because I was like, well, it'd be cool if Altus could trade with Czechoslovakia, trade power for guns. That would make sense. So that's why we had CZs. And then the camo I just went with because it fit Altus, I think, better than most any other camo. The Italian Vegetato.
Oh yeah.
I feel like that was a very good Altus type camo. And then everything else, I like. I really tried to hand build that faction like it was an actual faction, like an actual unit. So we had 7-man teams instead of like 10 to 12-man squads. The idea is an Altian 7-man team is equivalent to a 12-man squad. The 49-man section is a platoon, and it's kind of like everything is gauged at being upscaled. So like it's just one basic team is supposed to have the firepower of a whole squad or more, because they're so small. And one big problem I have with this single player campaign is, how does Altus afford all of that shit? How does Altus have tons of fighter jets and tanks and this and that? I'm like, there's no way a small island nation with at most 100,000 people can field fighter jets like that. It doesn't happen. And that's why, like, this whole fucking chapter is us trying to expand and explain that. But yeah, anyways, I digress.
I feel like the amount of energy that Altus produces in the lore is a pretty good reason why they can trade. They can trade that with all that weaponry.
Yeah, glad you understand that.
Especially, it's obvious how important it is since Greece went out of its way to attack Altus to get it back.
Yeah, lore-wise, what do you guys think about that? You think it would is a realistic thing that could have happened, considering if NATO actually began to crumble and started doing fucking nothing in the world?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Like, that's what I'm always wondering in these missions. Like, where's NATO? What the fuck are
Yeah.
they doing? What are they up to?
Yeah, well,
Yeah, or, U.S. the world police, not really involving themselves in very much.
yeah.
At
Well,
least not in the way that we can see.
And I think that's probably on me because I haven't really explained it much. But after chapter 5, when Iran attacked and beat the U.S. out of the Middle East, the U.S. has kind of shrunk back and is doing fucking nothing from now on. Like, they don't really want to have anything to do. And they're kind of going to adopt a Pax Americana attitude again. So they really want to just focus on themselves and the Americas. And that's going to either be great or fuck over Eagle in the future because he's playing as a Colombian political party. But yeah, that's just what America's kind of doing. Is it's because of what happened. They got beat by Iran. But in our universe, America's having a really hard internal struggle of like riots and depression and all that. And I haven't made that very public to the group. So that's on me. But I'm trying to simulate if the US wasn't being the world police, what's happening in the world. And we kind of have to do that. Otherwise, the answer to every solution is the US comes in, kicks ass, and fucking makes a democracy.
I mean, yes and no, because in the real world, the U.S. doesn't get directly involved in everything.
No, not everything.
Like,
They
I mean, you just look at Ukraine. Yeah, we send them weapons and stuff, but how meaningful is that really?
time will tell.
I feel like that's a good premise to base a whole chapter on, right? The on what you were explaining about the U.S. and the lore.
Yeah, and I don't really. I mean, I hinted at it a lot in chapter 4. Chapter 4, the whole reason we were there was for that Pax Americana. And then in the ending of chapter 6, the fall of giants, that was the fall of NATO. But I haven't really pushed at it. I did hint at it in chapter 3. Because in chapter 3, I did a shout out how Taiwan fell. And it fell because America was not willing to do anything. And then the whole reason China was okay invading those is because they knew, or invading Taiwan and Horizon Islands is because they knew America wasn't going to do anything. The whole reason Russia openly invaded Chernarus and puppeted in Takistan was because they knew America wasn't going to do anything. I mean, so it's kind of like our whole lore is what if America doesn't do anything? But I will make sure I do a better job at trying to communicate that to everybody of what's happening in the world and in America. Because I think it's, for people who care about our story, it takes a lot of, that needs to be explained, essentially. But bringing it back to Altus in chapter 7 there, does anybody have anything else for me? Things they hated, things they loved?
The last mission.
You hated it?
I didn't hate it per se. It was a learning experience.
Did I ever tell you exactly why we got fucked over immediately and so hard?
Wait, say that again?
Did I ever explain to you why that mission failed immediately?
Well, I poorly managed it. That's one.
So that was the second cause. The first cause was people were talking.
Oh.
Yeah, and the AI. So right, that rock we were hiding behind, there was a whole special forces squad of Grease soldiers sitting on the other side of that rock. And in that particular mission, there were 3 squads of Greek special forces, and their difficulty was essentially jacked way up. So by us sitting there talking, they heard us, and they were on passive. They weren't going to do a fucking thing until our forces were detected. That's how the trigger was set up. Once AAF is detected on the island, it activates those squads and all the QRF at the bases in different stages. Oof. So they detected us, and it activated them, and they immediately surrounded us. And after that, all the QRF was set up to come in different stages, and it kept fucking us over. And that's why, and they could keep eyes on us because their helicopter was sitting right over us, and it was not going to be a fun or easy time after they found us. And we were supposed to get a lot further in the mission before they found us. But
Is that the one that I missed because of the ample update?
Yes.
Okay, because I'm listening to this like I don't remember any of this at all.
So
Yeah.
I had never led a recon mission like that before, and I think next time that I do one, I'm making sure to tell everybody to shut the fuck up when we head out.
Yes.
And to organize like fallback points when we're to go back to as soon as we're done with an objective, because that's what I did wrong mainly during that mission, is loitering around on the objectives after completing them.
Yeah, that and it's a learning experience. As long as you learn from it, it's not a bad thing. Like nobody's actually dying here, so that's great.
That's surprising more than anything.
Yeah, no, I mean like in real life. So if you're gonna make mistakes, do it.
Yeah.
But it was, as long as you learn from it, it's okay. And that was your first real stealth mission, and it's the best way to learn is the way you did, which you fuck up and you make.
And I enjoyed it because the consequences were real. As to other missions, sometimes that we do, we get spotted. It's whatever. We'll just kill them and go guns blazing for the rest of the mission. But there were actual like repercussions for not practicing proper stealth and recon.
I'm glad you liked it, because that was right after everybody's like, "Oh, you don't punish us."
It was.
Yeah, and I'm like, "Well, fuck you guys." So I made a mission that was designed to be punishing as fuck if you get spotted. So I'm happy you're okay with being punished.
Yeah. I mean, it has to happen every now and again. Put us back in our places.
Give me just a minute to cut up my pizza, and I'll be right back.
Wow.
I'm hungry.
I don't have fucking pizza. That's no fair.
No pizza here.
Fine.
You
I'm
just
leaving
gonna.
too.
Oh, great. Back to square one.
I'm still here. No pizza.
No pizza. I had pizza yesterday.
I had
Not
pizza
today.
yesterday. There's pizza in my refrigerator, but I'm not heating it up right now.
The whole time I've been building a pre-Chapter 8 op for Skunk to lead. Excited about it.
I'm just making AI fight in a single player Zeus scenario
really?
I made. Yep.
That's how I learned so much about lands, was just making AI fight in Zeus.
Yeah.
um, yeah, that's just like it's fun too.
Watching him duke it out.
Yep.
It'd be cool if OBS told you how many viewers you had.
How many viewers do we have?
OBS?
3. Yeah,
And how many of them are us?
probably us.
Goose is the only one that's not
Ignorant.
Skunker Eye.
Unless Blaze is watching now, in which case Goose is like, fuck this, I'm out.
Yeah, I guess Goose. I think Goose is still here though.
So story wise, overall, I guess this is a good opportunity to say what's going on in the world. Let me go to my geopolitical channel. So regarding the other 3 player nations we have right now, we have Kyle is Zartoska of the National Commune of Panthera. And
Whatever that is.
that's from chapter 2. So in chapter 2, we had Russia invading. Were you there for chapter 2, Glitch?
I was not.
Oh, we had Russia invade Chernarus because they didn't want Iran making alliances with Chernarus. And Chernarus is about on the brink of civil war. And Iran was like, hey, we'll help you. All you have to do is join our little alliance. And before that could happen, Russia's like, no! And they invaded. Because Russia don't like Iran in our lore. And the Chidaki were still a thing, though they were mostly defeated. So what they did was they reorganized onto Panthera, which in our lore is just off the coast of Chernarus, little ways. They beat the Iranians out of Panthera in some pretty spectacular fucking missions, honestly. And captured Panthera and turned it into its own little microstate. And it is a communist utopia because they're still communist, but everybody loves living there.
Legitimately, or are they forced to?
No, legitimately. So when we make these things in the geopolitical room, it's not like I'm not making decisions. Everything's on the roll of the dice. I'm just kind of playing the DM. And Kyle has just made a perfect tiny little communist utopia. And he does a lot of his main profits are tourism and scientific research onto a plant that only grows on Panthera. And he's begun cloning it, and it's a very good medical healing herb.
He transcended his human nature.
Yeah.
Which is to corrupt.
He wants to clone dinosaurs. That's his end goal. I don't know how well that's going to happen.
Oh my god, we're going to have a whole chapter, which is basically Jurassic World, but they're loose.
He said that because Isla Sorna from Jurassic Park is on Panthera.
Yeah. And it is a map at Arma. You can get it from the Steam Workshop.
See, there you go.
It's the Sorna is a map.
It's all coming together.
So he that's what he's doing. And he recently, I'm trying to find it here. He had Iran approach him again. And he turned them down, thankfully. I don't know what I was going to do if he was like, yeah, sure. And he recently has found out that his neighbors aren't very happy with him. And it's because he's taking a lot of their people because he does so much tourism. They come and they're like, wow, this place is actually really nice. So they just move. Yeah.
That's funny.
So his neighbors, and those neighbors are primarily the new Chinaris, which is just a puppet of Russia. Takistan, not so much, but a little bit. And Sarani, who we haven't really done anything with in our lore. And then moving on to Chimp. Chimp is in control of the Horizon Islands.
I remember that.
And after Chapter 3, they created the Free Peoples of the Pacific, which is just an alliance against China, essentially, of all the little micronations that don't want to
Fuck China.
Rely on NATO.
Mm.
He recently helped out another little microstate called Tuvalu with their pirate problem, and they're going to join his alliance. And there's like 10,000 people who live in Tuvalu, so not bringing much, but it's the thought that counts.
Hey, just another landmass between the Horizon Islands and China.
True.
But they're and he's also focusing on like shipbuilding and everything like that. Altus has one of his ships, and Panthera has one of his ships. So we're getting some like inter-player trade and stuff, which is hopefully will flourish into more. Excuse me.
Yeah, Russia might have a few of ships, but who knows?
Yeah. And you know, one country may have supplied a certain nuclear warhead to the Horizon Islands at a certain point in time, but that that definitely wasn't Panthera. Nope. And then we have Eagle, who's playing as La Nacional Colombia, a political party that totally isn't a drug cartel at all.
You need to tell them who the leader is.
Oh, Bernardino Sanderosa. If you guys remember him from
Chapter 4.
Chapter 4, because we killed the original head of the cartel. Bernardino Sanderosa took over. And he is currently doing great things on Lingor and Rajaro, where he controls those islands. They're still part of Colombia, but his cartel runs them. And he's currently running for El Presidente of Colombia. And he recently had an assassination attempt, and he survived it. And he ran a smear campaign about, he doesn't know who attacked him, but just like to promote that people are trying to kill him, and he's a benevolent ruler and all this. And everybody forgot for a moment that he runs a cartel, and he's actually like, the people pretty much worship him. He's doing great.
Good for him.
Yeah. So that's one that's can come to fruition in ways like if the US starts like saying, hey, like what the fuck's cartel doing, or hey, like there's different ways for the US to get involved with that, and we're gonna see how it goes.
That's Chapter 4, what you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Was.
Yeah. I remember from that. What I remember the most from that was Eagle struggling to say the names he came up with.
Yes.
When he came up with names for the assets and teams.
Yes, that was beautiful.
That was funny.
Yeah, and then we can have so China's always going to be a big bad. So we have ideas of what can happen in the Pacific for China. And my goal is to be we're not going to be coming up with chapters. The chapters are going to be coming out of the geopolitical room.
Right.
And we still need to expand and get some more people in there. This chapter is aimed at adding somebody. Next chapter is aimed at adding somebody. So hopefully soon we can be really cranking on some shit. But does anybody have any questions about lore or anything? Even you, Goose? If you're still watching?
I think he got off. Looks
Fucking
like there's only
Goose.
two. There's only two people.
God damn it. I don't like Goose anymore. Do any of you have any questions about lore?
I don't think so.
I'm good.
When's our no Russian mission?
Why is there an airport mission?
Have we not done a no Russian mission yet?
Not really.
Yeah, I guess because we did the opposite of it in chapter 2. We had we were on a patrol and a fucking town got bombed. So, all right, we'll see if we can come up with something.
So a mission entirely based on killing civilians?
Yeah, sure. Goose is still here.
Nomad's gonna love that.
Oh,
He's
then
already
why
taken
does
it
it?
upon himself to do that.
Why
on
does
his
it
own.
only say 2 people watching?
If somebody tabbed out.
Because I stopped watching.
Well,
I'm
then,
kidding, I was never watching.
well, then there should be 3 people watching. Me,
Well-
Skunk, and
No, if you open another tab, I believe it counts them as not watching.
Huh.
So like if you're just listening, and I doubt he's just watching me fly around the map.
oh,
That's
okay.
a
Fair enough.
theory. I don't know if it's true.
Fair enough.
So did anybody check out the new DLC yet?
Is it out?
No, Spearhead. I'm talking about Spearhead.
Oh no.
No.
I see all the reviews.
I
read,
saw-
it's like they're like not enough content, and
Well,
I
that's-
don't want to pay for that.
That's what they say about all of them.
I mean that's true, but
Yeah.
also
It's
like,
also true for most of them because they don't have much when they come out. It gets added.
yeah. But I don't know. Like I have one of the like Cold War ones, and like I never do anything with it.
What is Spearhead?
What's the World War II CDLC?
That's new?
Well, I think it came out at the start of Chapter 7, didn't it? Or am I
I don't
like
remember.
way
It's
fucking
the
behind?
newest one you can buy.
Yeah, I asked because I'm thinking about running a Sunday campaign or something on that map.
That'd be fun.
The map is huge and it's beautiful.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and the assets, like there's not a lot to be sure. But they're very well done.
Mhm.
So I was just like had it in me. I was watching somebody play Spearhead, Medal of Honor Spearhead, and it made me want to do some World War II jumps.
That'd be fun.
Yeah,
More nukes.
Or nukes. We've used nukes twice. Can't use them all the time.
What was it? Chapter 5?
Thought it was chapter 3. Yeah,
3
chapter
and
three.
5.
Yeah.
We had
Chapter
one in
3.
5 too. Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
chapter 5 was Vietnam, right?
Yeah, we
Oh,
did
we
a.
also- We had one in the World War II Pacific flashback.
And then we had one at the end of chapter 3.
So we've had at least 3, right?
Yeah, because we had one at the start of chapter 5.
More
And-
than have been actually tactically deployed in real life.
Correct.
Yeah. We got nuked by Russia. I still watch that video of are you just not gonna get down? You're just not gonna get down? And Blaze is like, why would I get down? Bing.
And then blinded.
Get down. There's a big bomb coming. The big bomb has been dropped.
That was fun.
The passive aggressiveness.
You're just not gonna get on the floor?
You're getting
No.
getting more and more aggravated.
It was at
Are you
the
guys
end
just
of a,
not gonna get down?
it, it was at the end of a very very stressful mission that I was leading. So and just, people just not listening to me anymore.
That sums up that entire campaign though. By the end of it, nobody was listening to anything. That was a yeah.
I don't remember if I caused any of that, but if I did, I apologize.
Were you there for the
I probably
was.
did. I'm sorry, Jim.
it I think it was just because it was long. It was seven ops of
Straight jungle fighting.
yeah, 7 ops of World War II, just intense bullshit.
Oh, that's the one. That's the little mini campaign where ACOG got launched into the air and then
Yes.
crossed the map.
Yes, right at the start. ACOG's gone. What? He's gone. It's just gone.
Where'd he go?
Like I
don't
don't
know.
know where he went. I
Is he-
can't find him.
Is he coming back? I don't know. He's fucking gone, man. Oh, the first, I think the first 4 I fucking loved that campaign. The ones I made videos for. I loved the that first one holding the road, and then that night fight where they were coming down the hill and flares kept getting popped.
Oh yeah, and they kept getting closer.
Yeah.
I love that, and mainly because I got to use the when you increase your dead zone and like you can see your gun moving around
Yeah.
without your camera moving. That's fun because most of the time we were using iron sights, so it's
Yeah.
not like annoying using that if we only have iron sights.
I did that for a little while too. It's kind of fun to play like that. It reminds you, like, that's how Arma 2 played,
Yeah,
and it feels like that.
with red dots and scopes though, it's just annoying.
Yeah. Well, does anybody have anything else they want to talk about?
Before we get to chapter 8.
Yeah.
I don't think I have anything else for chapter 7. I think it went well. Had fun.
Yeah,
10 out of 10. Would do
great
it again.
campaign.
Sorry, I'm still eating pizza.
What kind of pizza?
Pepperoni.
Delicious.
Pineapple?
I did it, guys. I
Oh.
crashed Arma by knocking down every tree on Livonia at one time.
Good job. Drop a nuke.
Yeah, I used the Yep. But there's like double options on fire support in Zeus, and I used the one that lets you like use a slider instead of like putting in numbers. I just turned it all the way up and then did like 2,000 objects destroyed per second, and yeah. So hey, it came back. It didn't fully crash.
Oh, good job.
Ah, what the hell?
Wunderbar.
I am watching Arma in a PowerPoint presentation though.
The way it's meant to be played.
In the game.
There's a big dust cloud, very very slowly moving toward me.
So,
I can't do anything else.
you know, I mean, just stand there, let it happen.
Oh,
Right.
now it's crashed. It's crashed for real now. Okay.
Well, at least it didn't blue screen.
Thank God.
So we're at chapter 8, which is in Nomad. Yeah, he did the whole thing, which is the return of the Buho in Africa. And the idea is we did that little prequel, or not prequel, but we did a little side op a while ago of France invading some random African country. It was a airborne op. It went great. Nobody was mad at all. It was beautiful. Nothing bad happened. You guys remember that?
No.
Is that
Which one?
sarcastic?
Yeah, it was sarcastic.
Was that the
Oh,
night
okay.
one?
The night drop, yeah.
Yeah, that one was
trying-
great.
Was that-
I
was that
fucking
Brian's
love that
mission?
one.
I'm trying to remember what happened.
I loved it.
Chimp, go
Uh-huh.
look at the picture in our Discord. The Charlie Mike actual.
Oh, so okay. I was gonna look at my Blade and Sorcery Discord. What are you talking about? What channel? What
Oh, it's not in a channel. It's the background picture of the name up top left.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, that one. Okay.
Yes, that one. I knew that would make you. Oh, that
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one where you me as I was saying something grumpy.
Yeah. But so the lore behind chapter 8, as far as like Africa and world status is concerned, and this part is real. If the US stops being global police, Africa essentially falls into complete war. And warlords start taking over, and just everything in Africa goes to absolute shit very quickly. So that's what would actually happen, and in our lore, that's exactly what did happen. And France relies heavily on Africa for oil imports, among other imports, mostly oil. So with Africa going to shit, France decides they're gonna try and secure it and get the oil trade back online. Not necessarily that as conquerors, but they want to get oil trade going again, and the only way to do that is by installing democracies. So that's just where we're at here, and that's why France is going to be one of the main baddies, but not at the same time not a baddie. That's weird. But you know me, I love
perspective.
I love my gray areas. And we'll be playing as the Buhos, who use FALs and AK-74s.
Hell yeah.
They're now the Spear of Guinea, which is just a PMC operator or PMC group, and they're going to kind of
warriors.
yeah. Their goal is to like carve out a little micro state for themselves, where they can trade and create peace and whatnot. So I'm making all the Spear of Guinea operations. Glitches, there's going to be another like African tribe, right? Or something, African faction that Glitch will make operations for. And I'm super excited to lead those because I fucking love leading operations. And then we'll do some CIA PMC shit as well.
Fuck yeah.
And I'm sure Glitch has some stuff to say about all of this.
Yeah, so the faction that I will be mission making for will be Skunk's faction It will be not the tribe, but the tribes. The tribes. Yeah, I'm really excited because it will be unlike anything that I've made before. And kind of bringing it back to those briefings. I'll just say this because I don't want to reveal too much. You won't recognize my briefings. It will not be glitch briefings as you have come to know and love them.
Oh God.
So I'm actually really looking forward to it. I've got a big
know
dumbass smile
exactly
on right now.
What you're talking about.
Yeah. So yeah, it'll be good. It'll be good. It'll be fun. But yeah, so it's a faction called the Tribes, and they're African warlords. It's gonna be great.
Oh, I can't
I'm
wait.
awaiting the day we have an op that has no objectives whatsoever. Where everybody just picks a role, and we have no idea what we're supposed to do.
It's probably gonna be the first fucking op. Watch. All right, guys, we're going into the jungle. I don't know why, but we're going.
No, we're not even told that. Just
Oh, that's what I'm
slot
gonna
in,
say.
And then, no, that's what's somebody on the spot is going to be decided. Oh, let's go to the jungle.
It'll be great. It'll be good. So I'm excited.
Yeah. I know the Spear of Guinea. Every operation will have, because Nomad's playing as Miguel Bujo, who was the leader of the Bujo, now leader of the Spear of Guinea. So he will be Miguel Bujo in every single operation. And every single operation comes with the side objective of Bujo must survive. So he'll be there. He'll be probably on the front lines, if you know Nomad. And it's our job to keep him alive at all costs while still completing all our other objectives.
You should, when you're writing the briefings, you should put that sentence, Bujo must survive or whatever, at the beginning and end of every single one of the pages.
Bujo must survive. Bujo must
All right.
survive.
Execution,
It's
Bujo
like
must
all
survive.
the-
Do all this. All right,
it's
and
like-
at the very end, task 9, Bujo must survive.
Did
You really
Bujo
gotta
live?
brainwash
Age
the
of
Charlie
Empires
Mike
2.
members.
Yeah. Yeah, that's where I got it from StarCraft, but it's the same thing. You have a hero and they must survive. That's and the first one's going to be a real treat. But it's going to be fun to play as gorillas.
It's pretty much all going to be guerrillas except for Blaze's faction.
Yeah,
Yep.
because we've been doing a lot of main body forces lately. We did U.S. and Canada in the Middle East. Even before that, we never really did much Bujo stuff in Chapter 4, and that was the guerrilla faction, really. So we haven't really done guerrilla shit much, and this is going to be a lot of guerrilla shit. I know mine's going to be like,
wait.
are we engaging yet? Yes, sir. Like, all right, we're retreating. We're falling back now. I don't like that. Run away.
Run away confidently.
Yes. Confidently run away, please. Yes, and then we will also, I want to make Kujari villager defense again.
like a pre-op
Yeah.
mission.
I need this one.
With the tank, not the tank, but with the BRDM with fucked up wheels, so we can't drive it around. But we have a big ass fucking turret.
Yeah. Do that. We'll see.
We did that last time, right? Chapter 6.
Chapter 6 was a Russian, or not a Russian, German APC, but yeah.
APC, BRDM, I don't fucking know.
Well, BRDM's an MRAP. But yeah, so chapter 8 is going to be pretty fun. I think it's going to be, I don't think it's going to be as long as chapter 7, which is nice. I think chapter 7 was a bit overdue on its ending.
What?
I like 6-month chapters max.
Wait, how long was this one? Not
It's
6
almost
months.
8. It was
Yeah,
almost 8.
this one was
What?
almost 8. Yeah.
Didn't feel that long.
Yeah.
Good.
Oh, and it was done nicely. But I think had we dragged it out another month, people would have been like, "Oh my fucking god!"
Yeah, probably.
I'm so done with this.
I think we ended it right exactly where
Yeah.
the sweet
And-
spot.
And I clearly could have, because we could have gone and invaded a bunch more Greek islands and fucking kept it going. But I don't think everybody loves Altus as much as I do, so we didn't do that.
If you don't like Altus, then your opinion is not worth to be heard.
See?
Wow.
Thank you. Blaze understands.
Why do you like Altus so much?
It's a big, fun map.
Oh, I like
I
the
love it.
map. I thought Skug's talking about the faction, right?
Don't ruin this for me.
I like the Altus faction too. And I like playing on Altus.
I do like the Altus map.
Yeah, it's beautiful. But I mean, it's a vanilla map, so of course. What do I do? Oh. So does anybody have anything they want to know about Chapter 8? Any questions? He's going to die in 20 minutes.
All I have to say
Oh,
about it
it's
is
so
that
going
I
to
can't fucking wait. It's gonna be fun.
Oh, Nomad's here.
Where?
In the stream.
Oh, well, we gotta stop talking shit.
Yeah.
I wasn't the one talking shit about Nomad. Blaze.
Yeah, Blaze.
That's not what I heard. Glitch.
All I heard were facts. I didn't hear it.
Straight facts.
Cold, hard.
Alright, I
facts.
just finished. Oh, I'm excited for this skunk. I just finished the outline of this main objective. Gonna be good. Compound assault. Gotta love it.
I don't know what these are, but I'm adding them.
You don't know what weapon.
They're the VG40 MD, the VG40 SZ, TB. I don't know. They're in there though. Yeah. So yeah, I think Chapter 8 is gonna be real fun. We're gonna see how many people come running to fucking Nomad's aid when he goes fucking down. I want to see.
I don't know if
like-
anyone will. We'll see.
I want to see people circling up around him to protect him with their bodies.
I feel like there's gonna be a lot of like, it's not my job to babysit.
Oh, he's down
everybody's gonna go.
again.
Oh my god! I don't care.
We're gonna create a new formation and it's basically going to be everyone going ragdoll and command onto Nomad to protect them from
Protect
the
his
oncoming
body.
bullets.
Does that work?
Pile
Does that
formation!
does that stop shrapnel?
I mean, it makes it
I mean-
harder to know who you're shooting at.
Yeah, exactly.
True.
It's like a zebra tactic.
Although I feel like the AI know exactly.
Well,
Yeah.
no,
Exactly who they're
because
shooting
they'll
at.
have
They
to
look at the
shoot
player
people,
ID
so
and
I
go,
guess
that one.
Yep, that one. No, that's just baked into the mission. All AI target player ID 1249816.
Glitch, you're not supposed to tell them that.
Oh,
Damn.
sorry. Scratch that from the record. Rewind. How do you rewind this stream thing?
Everybody watching the stream, just forget that.
Oh, is that how?
That's how you do it.
Oh man.
And then after that, we'll launch into chapter 9, which is we voted on long ago. I don't know if anybody remembers it.
I don't remember which one it is.
Oh, shame.
Same.
Chapter 9 is going to be pretty fun. Trying to think of how to hint at it without just saying exactly what's going on.
It's a contact.
No, it's not a contact.
It's a contact campaign, guys.
Nope.
Tell
Is what
everyone,
he's trying to
Goose.
say.
You heard
We're
it
going to be
first.
standing around and scanning radio frequencies for 2 hours.
Gonna
every
get
week.
lost in the woods at night, and then we're gonna have to remotely deactivate a drone, and it won't work.
It pisses me off because that's such a great map.
It
It
is. It's
is.
a great map, and I'm glad that you can get to it without turning on Contact DLC.
It's
Can you?
I would fucking play the
Yeah.
fuck out of that map. But I don't like I don't think we'll ever do another chapter again that requires a DLC.
That's quitter talk.
Are we never going to play Vietnam again? And we need Prairie Fire for that, right?
You can play Prairie Fire without the DLC. Or you play Vietnam
Why did
without
I
Prairie
buy
Fire.
it?
No, you can play Vietnam without Prairie Fire. You just use Unsung.
Right. Okay.
Like if I do if we do a World War II thing, which we might do for Chapter 9, we might have another shorter World War II pre-chapter campaign. We can use. There's plenty of mods. If for whatever reason we wanted to use the DLC, we can use there's a compatibility mod that basically gives you all the assets from the mod or from the DLC are in that mod. The only thing you can't do is go on the map.
Mm-hmm.
So we can always use those as well. And that's what we do for pretty much anything else. Even this new DLC that's coming out will have a compatibility mod. And I'm not going to lie, we'll probably start using that. It will. This one's kind of weird because it doesn't have a map with it. There's no map with the reaction forces, but it brings in a lot of assets. So from what I've read, you can use everything, but it's like Contact DLC. If you're in it or you pick it up, you get a splash screen. If you don't have the mod.
Right.
Or you don't have the DLC. But there's so much shit in this that I want to use. I want to know who made this one. I wonder if it was just Ace.
Which one is it?
Who made the Reaction Forces DLC or DLC? Oh no, Rotators Collective from Europe. Because all the CDLCs are made by mod makers, so the guys who made Unsung made Sog Prairie Fire.
Right.
I think it was the guys who did Iron Front did Spearhead. RHS I think is Glob Mob, and Cup is the one nobody likes, Iron Curtain. I think so. I'm not 100% sure. But I think so. I don't know if this is. Nomad, your composition here does not load right.
Please.
What?
Chapter 7 sucked.
That's
Yeah, I
not
saw
me.
that. I was ignoring it.
Oh, really?
Cold sardines. Yeah, that's the hint for chapter 9. Cold sardines.
Cold sardines.
Yeah.
Somebody's
So-
gonna figure it all out just from that.
Yep. Go
Stay
ahead.
tuned.
Some
Yeah.
some
Good luck.
Reddit dweller.
Who doesn't even know us? Some random dude who finds the stream. Cold sardine. I mean,
Well, stay tuned for the chapter 8 debrief, and then it'll be revealed.
Well, it'll probably be revealed before then, but yeah. I actually want to do a trailer for it again. I haven't done one in a while.
Get on that.
But, well, I got to finish the chapter 6 fucking post-op or post-chapter video.
Well, get on.
Yeah. I'm not a big video maker, so it takes me a while, okay?
No worries.
Well, I can help you with that if you need to direct some. If you want to divide the work.
Oh, it's
I
something
would
I
offer-
just I get in the mood for it and I just sit down and do it. But if you guys ever want to make a fucking video, please do.
I would, but
Meh.
I know Chimp loves it.
I would do it, man. If you want me
Yeah,
to make a
used to.
trailer for chapter 8, I would do it.
Yeah, oh yeah,
with pleasure.
I might be able to offload that to you.
offload that.
We'll talk. Shut up. That's what I did to you.
Yeah, glitch.
Yeah, glitch. I just
Shut up,
offloaded.
Blaze.
Yeah,
Shut,
glitch.
shut up, Blaze. Ugh.
Do I have a hole in the wall there? Like it.
Da, 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 da.
What's
Anybody-
that show called? Hole in the Wall?
Did I forget something for this guy?
Well, do you have anything else on your notes?
I got nothing. I will say I think you both did wonderful jobs in a as leadership this chapter or last chapter. I watched you both grow. Mostly Blaze, and I'm not saying anything bad against you, Chimp. I was a medic for most of your operations, so the only thing I did was like fix people. I didn't really pay attention to much else. I just followed everybody around and went, I'm gonna fix you, okay? So I didn't really see much of your stuff besides I need to fix people's bodies.
Oh,
I do think you both grew quite a bit for as far as leadership goes and all of that, and it was fun.
I think something I had to work on is the 'cause I don't really, well, not really. I don't have any military experience, so coming up with a plan in the moment is often pretty challenging. I don't know the nitty gritty of how to like do certain things, and so often I have to rely on Glitch or Nomad on get input on how I should do something,
Yeah.
how I should
Well-
organize something.
Well, keep in mind that leadership is a. Well, good leaders don't just do everything themselves. They rely on their subordinates to help them out.
I think what I did right though, most of the time, that for most of the missions, and especially not the last one, was keeping things moving. But I think that's the one thing I kept in mind most of the time was to not keep the guys waiting around. Keep shit dynamic. I think I applied that pretty well.
No, you did real good.
Great.
Is that the training map you're making, Travis?
No.
No, Nomad made the training map.
Oh, okay.
I'm just like stuttering on how this just fucking fucked up so horribly. Oh, that's why, because it's the. I see how that works. Okay. But this is going to be where the Spirit Guinea ops start. At least the first one.
Are these picnic tables?
Yeah.
I just can't have to.
You made floorboards out of picnic tables?
Is that how you did it, Nomad? I doubt he's watching anymore. He probably left.
Probably.
Because he's lame.
That kind of works pretty well. That
Yeah.
looks good.
No, it looks good, yeah. But we'll start here, and then I don't know what city it's going to be, but it's going to be a Nomad's gonna die probably kind of up.
On the
This is
first
actually
one.
a nice little compound here.
Gonna get hit by a 40 mic, and we're not gonna be able to find him, and he's just gonna bleed out.
Stray artillery shell. That could happen.
That's my. I'm putting my money on that.
Yeah.
So remember that, and if it happens, let me know.
But yeah, if we don't have anything else, we can
Call it there.
yeah, we can call it. Kind of just been bullshit.
Meeting dismissed.
Yeah. Thank everybody for coming. Thanks for coming on time for those of us who did.
Yeah.
Wow.
He took
I
it
wasn't going to say
personally.
anything about it.
I'm just picking on him. Chimp's got an important new job, so
Yeah, he's working for Dr. Phil.
don't tell everybody. Don't dox the man.
Oh,
Uh,
the 4 people that are watching, 3 of us are here.
Goose is gonna get our
They're gonna
secret
go,
out.
They're gonna go like, I'm gonna go check the credits of the network that hasn't launched yet.
To figure out his name. Oh, man.
Yeah, they're gonna narrow it down.
Oh,
Like,
the more and
like,
more.
I know your real name, chimp. Okay.
Okay.
Good for you, I guess.
That's another job for a Reddit dweller.
Other good news: the server's doing great.
Yeah, the server is great.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just ditched the previous Arma company that were hosting for us.
No,
Quite
we still have that server.
Oh, okay.
I'm not going to get rid of it just yet. I'm going to keep it for a little while until I'm pretty confident in this one. But I mean, right now it's running Arma 3 and Pal World, and it is just plowing along like there's not a care in the world. I'm going to get Arc on it here tonight,
Nice.
and I'm going to see how I can do Arc Ascended, Pal World, and Arma 3. Yeah.
Can you make
All
you can make a Pal World
simultaneously.
server?
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Make just about any server that
Your
needs a
heart
server.
desires.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know what. Well, eventually we'll have more Arma 3 servers going on it. That's in my plans too. So that we can just have like a, if we want to do like weekend ops, like if I want to do that World War II airborne campaign or something, I can just have that on a separate server so I don't have to switch between mod lists and everything. 'Cause that'll get annoying
Nice.
real fast.
I bet.
Yeah.
Oh, muscle spasm.
That's weird.
My thumb just had a muscle spasm.
It's even weirder.
You're weird.
Not wrong.
Got him.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. Da-da-da-da. So, since everybody's still here, what kind of chapters would you guys like to see in the future?
Are you sure you want to know?
Yeah.
Contact.
All right. Other than Contact, because it's not going to happen.
Contact, but with real aliens.
Oh.
Oh, that's called Halo.
Yeah, why not? Operation Trebuchet.
I really like the. Well, I mean, we did that once, but we did a 40K side op at some point.
Yeah, we did
Yeah.
2 of them. I did the first one, but not the second one.
Let me narrow that down. For real world stuff, what would you guys like to see?
Dude, 40K is real world stuff. We're just not there yet.
Okay, yeah, okay. It's pretty far off, all right? For current real world stuff, what would you guys like to see?
I don't know.
Civilians rescuing shit.
No, Goose,
I'd
real world.
Web Night Zombies.
Yeah,
I did a side cam, or I did that. Goose. Blaze played in it. It was fun. Well,
Oh yeah.
I think they had fun. I was mostly Zeus, but sending the zombies at them. But I've used that mod pack.
What
It
is
was
it?
a fun. The Web Night Zombies. Poland versus Germany in like World War II or in modern times, Goose?
Oh, dude. Like, you know the special operations that small Norwegian teams would conduct would go on during the Second World War. Almost like survival missions.
you mean on ice skates?
Sorry?
Skis?
I think he meant skis.
No,
Jeez, what?
there
I
were
think-
Norwegian soldiers in World War II who carried around ice skates.
Really?
So they could hit Germans and then skate across a lake, and the Germans couldn't follow them.
Can we
That
do
is
that
fucking
on
awesome.
Arma?
Yeah, we can make it happen.
Make it happen.
Make a mod for it.
Just make a slick spot with like no friction, and and you try to walk across it, you just don't stop.
Goose said modern.
Yeah, modern Poland versus Germany. Might be kind of fun.
You can work up the Y.
Yeah, that's what I gotta hear is the why.
Yeah.
That's my big thing is I need it to have some semblance of sense, but something like that's not entirely like we can work. There can be a why. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, they can be, but I mean, it's like trying to like Canada versus Mexico. Okay, why?
Years of bad blood, don't you know?
Right.
They've never liked
Canada
each
and
other.
Mexico? Really?
Don't you hate Mexico up there? Aren't you taught from birth to hate Mexico?
No.
Oh.
No.
It's like the 10th time that my
He's like,
parents go there for
He
vacation.
says no.
Like
This
he's
does not compute. This does not compute.
he's insulted. We're asking, like, no.
Yeah.
What? Who?
How dare you?
Is the NPZ the one I want? Right? Glitch.
Let me look at it, or let me see, or what the.
Yes, the NPC is the one I want.
Yeah.
Is that a thing though? There's beef going on between Canada and
No,
No, it was a
fucking-
joke.
Why did you say that,
It
Chip?
was a joke.
Well, I don't follow politics. I'm very unaware of that shit.
What if?
You guys
What
want to
if
hear
we
some
did-
fucked up shit going on right now? Not fucked up. It's actually awesome.
I have a campaign idea, but I'll
Okay.
wait. Go ahead.
One of the biggest players on the world stage right now is South Korea. They just became like the world's 9th largest weapons dealer. And they're supplying Poland with so much shit. They're actually gave Poland a bunch of tanks or sold, and they're allowing Poland to open factories to build their tanks. And they're doing it because they don't think the U.S. is going to come help them if China invades.
Yeah,
there-
I was going to say like they're doing that because they're getting ready because of the stuff that's happened with Ukraine, like, and clearly nobody is doing shit
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
So
And,
South Korea is
so
getting.
We're gonna have to take this into our own hands.
They just signed a pact with Japan, which is historical
That's
because yeah,
Insane.
if
Like,
you know
what?
them, they
Really?
hate each other, and they're fucking
Japan and Korea?
yeah.
Oh yes, no, we're not fucking with you this time. That's real.
Japan did this thing in the 1940s. I don't know if you've heard of it.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
and
yeah.
before that as well, in,
Yeah.
like ancient times.
So, but they both signed a like a defensive pact together because everybody's like, U.S., you're not gonna do a fucking thing, are you? Just gonna sit there. But so it's just really cool reading about what's going on in other parts of the world. Because Korea is a fucking chapter I would love to go back to. I would love to see a Korean chapter.
To go
what's-
back to?
Well, like in time, I'd love to do Korean War, and then
Okay.
like Second Korean War for the chapter.
Yeah.
Use those fucking helicopters. Here's one.
That would be fun.
France has them. Hold on. It's like a modern one, but it looks like an old Korean War helicopter. But what's your idea there, Glitch?
I was gonna say, very relevant. Is Russia invading Lithuania? Ukraine, Lithuania, and their goal is to reunite Kaliningrad and Belarus under their control across the Suwalki Gap. And we could play as the Lithuanian Defense Forces, and maybe NATO coming in to kick Russia out of Lithuania.
That'd be something fun. But there's so much, like, yeah. But why does Russia invade? Oh no, you said why. Shut up, Travis.
Yep, I gave you the why.
Oh, you did.
Yeah, some scenarios the why is much easier than others.
Yeah, true. But I would also greatly enjoy a Korean campaign. I think that'd be a lot of fun too.
I was thinking of a modern Vietnam.
I just think it would be. I mean, I don't know. I haven't looked. If Arma has like a South Korean or North Korean map.
Yes, it's horrible.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was about to say, as one who's lived there, like, I would love a South Korean, like a genuine, really good South Korean map.
Yeah, I've
It's some beautiful country.
I've looked at it and it's just so bad.
Trash.
Is it one of those where the map maker was just too ambitious and they just went really too far in some direction?
I think so, because it's the main one that comes to mind is the bowl, and it's like the map's there, but there's just nothing in it. They just never finished it. Like they just
Okay, so it's just
they
like,
made the terrain and said, okay, that's it. This helicopter handles like shit.
Junk, is there a setting that I can turn on to an object to get it to go below the fucking ground halfway?
Yep.
What setting is that?
Snap to surface.
Yeah, it is snap to surface, but I'm
turn
trying to
off
put it
snap
turn
to
it
surface.
off.
Oh.
Oh my god, this thing's so fucking. Oh.
Where is that?
What the fuck happened?
Fuck.
Did Travis just coom?
I don't see where the snap to surface option is.
Hold on,
to
I'll show
turn
you.
off.
Up top, underneath, between settings and play,
Mm-hmm.
you got those two arrows pointing at the ground, one up, one below.
Ah.
Yep.
Turn that off. Got it. Thank
Turn
you.
that off. But I've been thinking of second Vietnam, but not U.S. like China invading Vietnam again, because they tried that right after we did. But I don't think that's very
China
feasible.
tried invading Vietnam?
Right after we did, yeah, and they lost.
Really?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Did the same exact thing.
Yeah.
They
didn't
saw
learn.
what we did. Went, "Look, we can try that,"
And they did.
and then they lost. It's like, what the we should have been at China. We already tried that. Didn't you idiots? You should try something else. I think it took them like 10 or 15 years to lose too.
Oh my god.
But because China right now is trying to take over Vietnam, but they're doing it through
Proxy.
Proxy war.
yeah. One of the big ways they're doing it is actually chocolate, and I'm very proud of that. Because Vietnam is perfect for growing chocolate, so China bought up a bunch of land and made a bunch of cocoa farms. Yep. And that's how China gets all its chocolate. Facts. Well, all right, guys. I'm gonna get going though.
Okay.
All right.
It's been good. Thanks for making a great chapter. And
Thanks for hosting this.
yeah, absolutely. Thanks for coming together for a debrief.
Indeed.
Thank you, and thank you especially to Glitch for making half the missions. That
Thank you,
was
Glitch.
such a relief for me. I appreciate it so much.
It was fun. Thank you
Yes.
for letting me.
Absolutely. I'll let you do it this chapter too.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh, good.
I've decided just now.
What a
Just
surprise!
now. What a surprise.
All right, but I will. I'll see you guys on